Hi guys, Jordan here, and today I'm gonna be talking about the 3DS games I would like to see remastered on the Nintendo Switch. So the first two games I would like to see get remastered on Nintendo Switch are Dragon Quest 7 and Dragon Quest 8. Starting with Dragon Quest 7, I think this remastered would be pretty simple because I only want to see it in HD graphics and have a orchestral soundtrack. As for Dragon Quest 8, this remastered would be a bit more ambitious because I want them to uncensor Jessica's outfit and make them the same as the PS2 outfits. I also want them to have an orchestral soundtrack because the 3DS version has a MIDI soundtrack compared to the PS2 orchestral soundtrack. As for graphics, I would like to see the game running on Dragon Quest 11's engine if they can, similar to how Monolith got Xenoblade 1 running on Xenoblade's Tornos engine and making it look more pretty for a Switch game. The next 3DS remastered I want to talk about is Kid Icarus Uprising. Apart from cleaner graphics, I think they need to focus on having more comfortable controls, such as having pointer controls for the flying segments, and they can finally have a proper camera system instead of flicking the stylus to turn the camera and making it spin 360 like a globe, and you have to smash your stylus to stop it. It's just confusing and not comfortable. So it'd be nice to have the right set to control the camera like a proper game, and we can properly have the attack buttons linked to the face buttons, because on the original 3DS one the face buttons were to move, since left-handed people couldn't use the D-pad, so it wasn't comfortable for them. So yeah, it'd be more comfortable to have the face buttons to do attacks instead of the trigger buttons, because your hands might get strained off the barrel using the trigger buttons to attack in a game like Icarus. So yeah, the remastered only need to focus on control. Up next is Bravely Default and Bravely Second. The first thing that definitely needs changing is the censored outfits. They need to turn it back. The censorship is so bad in this game. Like, they censored a Native American outfit to be a cowboy outfit. Like, whose idea was that? Like, they might as well censor a Jewish merchant to be a Nazi to avoid stereotypes. But it's just swapping one stereotype for like an even worse one. The next thing that needs to be changed for the first game is the level spike. I heard there was like a level spike like halfway through the game and you have to grind a lot. And for the release, I want both games to release in a bundle. Up next on the list is Ace Attorney 4, 5 and 6. This remastered will be pretty simple, because I just want them to release it into a trilogy just like the original first 3 games, which they did on 3DS and Switch. So pretty much just giving it HD sprites, HD 3D models for the 3D games, and to include all of the DLC onto the cartridge. So that's pretty much it. Next is Senran Kagura 2 Deep Fencing. The first one already got a port on the PS4 and PC, so the Switch should just get an uncensored port of that. And for the second game, since it's locked onto 3DS, I would love to see it get a remastered exactly like the PS4 version, where they increase the graphics and frame rate, but hopefully it won't be censored. Up next is Fire Emblem Fate. So what I want in this remastered is all 3 routes on the cartridge, like the special edition on the 3DS. I want all the content uncensored, so bringing back face tapping and bringing back all of the Japanese exclusive outfits. I also want to see all of the DLC included, including the Japanese exclusive DLCs we didn't get, like the Halloween costume DLC, all in the base game, and that's pretty much it. The next game on my list is Shin Megami Tensei 4 and all of its sequels. This game needs to be remastered because the 3DS eShop is closing soon, and with that closing, the game's going to be unattainable in the UK, because a lot of the Shin Megami Tensei games on 3DS were digital exclusive. And I also think it would be nice to have alongside Shin Megami Tensei 3 HD and Shin Megami Tensei 5, and it will give accessibility to SMT games in general. The next game on my list is Persona Q1 and Persona Q2. Persona is very hot on Nintendo Switch right now, with Persona 5 coming out in a few days and Persona 3 and 4 coming out early next year. These games needs to be ported on more popular system due to the 3DS being dead and Persona Q2 coming out in 2019 when the Switch was already out. I think these games will be very popular on the Switch due to it being portable, and Persona Q1 and Q2 are very portable friendly games, and the sales will be very good since everybody will have Persona on their mind right now, since Persona is kind of like in a golden age in my opinion when it comes to mainstream popularity. Up next on my list is Metroid Samus Returns. Metroid Dread was a success, so Nintendo needs to bring it to Switch so it could be more accessible to the people who only played Metroid Dread like me. And I think Metroid Dread was a pretty game and it's visually similar to Samus Returns. So Nintendo just needs to port that game but with Dread's graphical style. And I also think it will help people be more interested in Metroid Prime 4 when that game comes out in the future. The last game on my list is Kirby Planet Robobot because it's one of the more unique Kirby games. Since it isn't just Kirby abilities and generic green sceneries like Star Allies, it has a more mechanical feel and design, and even has its own mecha suit which has its own Kirby abilities that doesn't take away from the traditional Kirby abilities, and it's like the peak 2D Kirby game before Kirby upgraded to 3D with Forgotten Land on Switch. And with that comes the end of this video, and thank you for watching. I would like to hear your opinions on 3DS Remasters in the comments below.